Watch this before summoning for Ultra Corrupted Merge Zamasu. Now, I know this is a character that a lot of people have been looking forward to for a very long time. People have been hoping for this Ultra Zamasu since back when Ultra VB was going to be released. They thought he was going to drop for 5th anniversary, but obviously Ultra VB was the prime candidate there. People have been waiting for this guy for a long time, so if you're someone that only summons for a character that they like, then by all means, just go for it. This game is pretty much down the dumps right now, so please just summon for characters that you enjoy using or you think you're going to enjoy using, because at the end of the day, that's what matters the most. But we all know this guy's an ultra unit. He's gonna be meta relevant. He's gonna be crazy. His kit looks pretty insane already, so you already know this guy's gonna be disgusting. So for any of you who are on the fence on whether you want to summon or not, then this video should potentially help you out. So we're gonna be going through whether you should summon based on the teams you need. We're gonna go through his banner. Even though his banner information is not out, we do have a bit of information on that. So real quick, before we even talk about that, I want to mention the fact that Legends Festival is slowly approaching, right? It is in literally under a month or a month and a half. Legends Festival is approaching, so people are going to be reluctant to spend their CC because they want to save for the celebration. Even though that is a good thing to do, to save CC for big celebrations, that is very good to do. I will want to remind you guys about what happened last year. Last year, prior to Legends Festival 2024, we got an Ultra unit as well. I'm sure you guys know who that Ultra unit is. Ultra Majin Vegeta. So he dropped a month prior to Legends Festival, a very hyped character. And some people didn't want to summon because it was right before festival. There was no point. They thought it was a bait banner. But guess what? MV ended up being a really good character throughout festival. And some people even think that he was the best unit in the game even after festival was over. There was a very solid case for MV as a #1 unit over Beast Gohan. So I'm not saying this could be a potentially similar scenario. It's just something to keep in mind, that just because a banner drops right before a celebration doesn't necessarily mean that they will be worse than the characters that dropped during that celebration. 7th anniversary was an exception. They just made every unit pre-7th anniversary just completely fucking obsolete, basically, because of the philosophy and all these new characters. But I don't know if that will be the same case for festival, so just keep that in mind. Ultra Majin Vegeta happened last year, and CMZ could potentially be someone that is similar to him. So with that out of the way, let's talk about the banner. Now, the banner is going to be similar in the way of Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta, who was the last Ultra that dropped. And it's similar in the way that they have a pity system for it. So if not attained, guaranteed drop on 600 summon. Now, there's a few issues I have with this, but I do think it's a good thing that they at least have a pity, because prior to this pity, you can literally go, I don't know, 10 million CC into these banner and theoretically not pull the characters. So at least in this way, you'll be guaranteed to get 6,000 summon means 60 multis, which I believe someone did the math already on this, and it's 45k CC to get this drop here. So if you don't pull him within 45k CC, you get this drop and you guarantee him. So 45k CC for CMZ. Now, there's a couple issues with this pity system. One, 45k CC I do think is slightly too high, because if you keep in mind that LF banners, they have the summons coins, and if you get 50 summon coins, you get a guaranteed copy of the LF unit, and I believe that takes around 30k CC to get, right? 45k CC is a slight step above, 15k is a step above, which makes sense because Ultra units are rarer than LF units, right? I think they should just bring all that down. Summon coins, they should probably bring it to like 35, 40 coins. 20-ish KCC should be enough to guarantee an LF, in my opinion. And then they should bring this Ultras to 30-ish K. And then that would make more sense. But, you know, that's just my opinion. They probably want more money because they're greedy motherfuckers like that. But it is what it is. So 45 KCC, at the very least, there is a pity for this. Another issue is, if you actually pull the character within the 6,000 or 600 summon or 60 multis or whatever, within the 45 KCC, you are not eligible for this guaranteed drop. That is just dumb. That is just dumb. Imagine if you're summoning on an LF banner, and then all of a sudden, once you pull him, you're not allowed to get summon coins after that. Like, do you understand how stupid that sounds? You should be guaranteed this drop regardless of whether you pull the character before the 45k CC or not. I know they value these ultra pulls very highly, which is why one of the reasons why they haven't dropped multiple ultras per banner. I know they value that really highly, but come on, at where Legends is right now, at how low it is right now, they can't be stingy with these stuff like here. Just guarantee the drop at 45, and even if you pull them, just guarantee that shit too. it would make people a lot happier. Trust me, it will. And at this point, they need to focus more on player satisfaction. With all that out of the way, let's focus more on the team selections for Zamasu. So I have pulled this guy here. By the way, this guy's also getting a unique equipment, which is going to be very helpful for this new Zamasu, because of course red covers purple and the new Zamasu is purple. So that is something to keep in mind. We'll pull out 4 tags here. I'm not going to pull regeneration. Regeneration and powerful opponent are kind of the same, so it's something to keep in mind of, right? So let's talk about future here. Future is looking pretty decent, especially with the fact that this guy's getting a unique equipment. I'm gonna go based off the assumption that this unique equipment is gonna be on the level of certain unique equipments that we've gotten already. Gammas, Tag 4s, those 2 specifically. If you want to consider Ultras, then the Super Vegito. I don't think anyone else got a unique equipment. I could be wrong, but those are the main ones. Tag 4s and Gammas are the main LF unique equipments we got, and they've been incredible. Like, actually incredible. They're both top 10. Tag 4s, maybe they might have dropped a bit, but Gammas, you can argue they're top 5 right now. Andrew's really nice. So I have very high hopes for this Fusion Zamasu, especially him being a character that dropped this year. He's still decent. I've used him recently, and he's still pretty decent. So he's going to be really good, hopefully, for the future team. You got characters like the new Zenkai Zamasu, who's actually pretty decent. Zamasu is strike-oriented, so you probably don't want to run him with Cell, but, that could work. But other than that, I'm sure we're going to be getting some more LF. We're gonna get some more units for this Future Saga campaign, so this team is gonna get buffed even more. But just having this guy and the new Zamasu is already a big plus. So if you have him, be ready to get his unique equipment, because he's gonna pair alongside very well with the new Zamasu. But other than that, there isn't really any strike-based options. I mean, you can run this guy as a 3rd option, which is good. So there isn't really many other strike-based options on this team. It's mainly gonna be blast-based, but other than that, that's pretty much gonna it. I think that just with having this guy, if you have this guy, then we could start talking about the other teams, because you can just leader slot them. So having this guy is already a really good option. And if you're a Future main, I think that's just like a must summon, because Future is down, I think is decent, but it's still down bad. So you definitely want to capitalize on this Ultra, because I don't think Future is going to be a focus in the festival. So this is where you're going to be wanting to spend your CC. Or of course you can wait until they drop the other character during this campaign and see if you want to summon for them or this guy. But 9 times out of 10 is more often better to summon on the Ultra units. You guys can see based off the meta we're in, right? So next we're going to be talking about Fusion Warriors. Now Fusion Warriors is kind of down also, even though they got Kefla, USV. Is that it? I mean, they got the red Gojira unique equipment, but we don't really care about that. They got 13 actually, so that's a pretty solid trio. And then of course this Fusion Zamasu is Fusion Warrior as well, so that could work. This 13 is going to be Zamasu, one of Zamasu's best friends. Like, blue and purple is really good color synergy. He's going to cover the CMs. He's going to cover green use for this guy, so it's going to be really good. But Fusion Wars, and then Kefla, like, you can just run that trio right there. Kefla, 13, and Zamasu all strike based. That works pretty damn well. You got 2 damage dealers and then your support / tanky character, or you can even go double offense with this guy, Super Vegito, and he's a great tank still to this day. Honestly, still the best tank in the game pretty much, so that's gonna work out pretty well as well. So with the Zamasu, I think there's a lot of options for Fusion Warrior, so that is really good. But even if you don't have those characters, I mean, if you don't have those characters, then you might as well just not summon on this, because Fusion Warriors, those are just the main 3. Not to mention that this Super Vegito bench is going to be so amazing for the Zamasu. Oh my god, that bench is going to go crazy for the Zamasu. Let me tell you, easily one of the best benches in the game. So if you have 13, Kefla, easy trio right there. 13 alone, and you have like USV, easy trio right there. But if you even have only 13 alone, that's already it feels like this might be a must summon, because purple right now, we are starving for purple units. We did get the Super Saiyan 3 Kid Goku. He's good, but he's not like a super top tier character that like his ultras, right? The last super top tier purple unit was this guy. So this is our first super top tier purple unit that we're getting. So we are in need of purple units, and I think simply because the meta is ran by a lot of green units. Actually, is there even that many green? Yeah, Tag 4s, Ultra Frieza. You can count this Kefla, but you don't really run into them. Runs, I haven't fought a Saiyan Saga team in a minute, but I guess this Vegeta counts. But it's mainly Frieza, and Frieza's in every game, so you might as well. You need a purple unit. You just really need a purple unit right now. So this CMZ comes in a nice timing here. So Fusion Warrior, I think if you have some of these options here, it's definitely a nice unit to summon on. I don't think he buffs the Fusion Warriors tag outright. I could be wrong. So no, obviously he's not gonna buff the Fusion Warriors team outright. He buffs Future and Powerful Opponent. So if you at least have 13, then you just run a Powerful Opponent setup and you can run either these two on leader slot or any other character, which makes sense. If you're running these guys, then you're better off running, sorry, not this guy, but 13 and the CMZ, then you're probably better off running another option if you have a better option. But if you're like a Fusion Warrior main, then this is going to be a really good scenario here, because I don't think Fusion Warrior is going to get a buff, at least not a purple unit, in a while. So you want to capitalize on this purple unit right now, so you should probably summon on it and leader slot him. Next, we're going to talk about God Key. God Key is kind of similar to Future also, so there's really not much to talk about here as well, but it's pretty much CMZ, this Zamasu, and then MUI Goku. That's actually, I didn't really think of that, but this is finally a really strong purple unit to cover MUI Goku, because for the longest time, MUI Goku has just been getting cooked by his green units ever since part 2 and part 3. So this is his time to shine with a powerful purple unit, because Evo, he is a blast-based unit, and you know, he wasn't really the greatest. So this is actually really good for MUI Goku. This is going to be a really good pairing. MUI Goku, Fusion Zamasu, and then this CMZ. But if you're running UI Goku and CMZ, you're probably not going to be running this Fusion Zamasu. Your best bet is probably going to be running like a Ultra Nami Goku, most likely, just to have a proper second life mechanic. You do have the endurance here, but you know, KO Guard is just that much more valuable. But even though Zamasu has some anti-Nami Goku features in his kit, so that's going to be something to keep in mind of. But yeah, that's going to be a pretty nice pairing. MUI Goku and CMZ, it just didn't click in my mind, but that's going to be nice. And of course, yeah, this guy's going to get the platinum equipment. Other than that, God Key doesn't really have much else. I mean, yeah, you have Revival Goku here who can do something. Not really. Evo, he's pretty much outright replaced here. So yeah, MUI Goku CMZ is going to be a nice pick, especially I know a lot of you guys have MUI Goku. He's probably the most summoned on character during the anniversary, excluding the Ultra. So this is definitely a character that most people have. So if you're a God Key main, you don't really get buffs that often. I mean, you do. I feel like God Key doesn't get the most buffs these days, though we did get CMZ, or not CMZ, but Fusion Zamasu and then UI Goku. But I feel like it's never been in a super great spot, God Key. It's always like secondary to the other tags. But right now with this trio, it could definitely be a really good option. Like CMZ covers MUI, Fusion Zamasu covers CMZ. It's a good color trio. Blue, purple, red is one of the most timeless color trio in this game. Like some of the best teams have always been that trio. So that's going to be nice right there for God Key. And I'm assuming it's going to get buffed during the festival. I think. Maybe. Who knows? We'll see. And then finally, we come over to Powerful Opponent. And our Powerful Opponent, I think, is going to be Zamasu's best team. Hands down, no debate. It's going to be his best team. Because look at these options, okay? You got 13 for the support. 13 is just going to be your best partner for Zamasu. So you got 13 for the support. You got Frieza. You got Cell, though Cell you wouldn't use. But I think the best option for him outside of Zamasu is going to be this guy. Cooler and 13 are just a nasty combination. And now you add CMZ to the mix. CMZ covers Frieza. Cooler covers Nami Goku. And then this guy, 13, covers Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta, kind of. He's just blue over red. But that's just the perfect trio to counter the Ultra trio. It's just perfect. Now, you could obviously run a triple Ultra setup, obviously, because they don't, for some reason, once again, these Ultra units are not getting team restrictions, which is very, very bad character design. Yes, it makes the Ultras more flexible to run on any team you want, blah, blah, blah. It's better for new units, newer players. I mean, I do not give a fuck. Make these fucking Ultras team restricted, please. That is the biggest issue we had with this game right now. I think that is honestly one of the biggest issues this game is having right now, is these Ultra characters are the best characters in the game, and they don't have any fucking team restrictions. Like, what is it's just dumb. You just throw all these best units in the game, and there you go, that's the best team in the game. That's literally what is happening right now. Frieza, Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta, Nami Goku, it's just stupid. And then CMZ comes in here with no team restriction as well. Now, obviously, he's coming in with some anti-Nami Goku passives. I think, like, when an opponent is, when your battle member is sealed or locked in, the opponent can't use Blast or Strike or something like that. And then he's purple against Frieza, which is really good. I really wish he had, like, Endurance Nullification innately. Like, or not innately, that would be kind of strong, like Cell. Maybe, like, on main ability, like Cooler or something like that. That would be really helpful for these trio triple ultra matchups because 2 of the units are they have endurance, right? So that's something. But it's just these team restrictions, they need to start adding it. I don't care if it restricts team diversity or not team diversity, team building. I don't care, because that way you're promoting team diversity if you have team restrictions. In this case, you just run the 3 best units in the game, and you guys already know this. It's dumb, it's stupid to keep doing this. It is what it is. But hopefully I mean, it's not even hopefully. You're gonna be seeing Ultra Frieza and Namigoku, or not Namigoku, but CMZ together. Regardless, it's gonna happen. But powerful opponent is definitely gonna be the best team in the game. Most likely, whether it be with Frieza or Cooler. I think with Cooler might work a lot better, simply because they're obviously strike based. That's gonna. I think 13 Cooler and CMZ is gonna be a nasty setup, so we're gonna have to see how that goes. But yeah, if you somehow main powerful opponent, I don't think it's tag people main, because literally 90% of the roster is like powerful opponent. You can't just be summoning on every powerful opponent character. It just wouldn't make sense, right? But if you have a really good solid powerful opponent team like this guy, if you have this guy Cooler, Fusion Zamasu, Frieza, like, you can really make it work. And I think it's gonna be really damn good. Hit too, like, I forgot about Hit could be a really good red option to run on this powerful opponent setup as well. So it's gonna be pretty nice, I think. So future Fusion Warrior, God Key, powerful opponent, all these teams are getting a massive buff with this this purple CMZ. And honestly, since like I said, he doesn't have any team restrictions, if you're running a team that's lacking any powerful purple unit, and you're like having trouble fighting Frieza, then this also might be a good option to summon on, just to have him there on your team. So it's looking like a really strong banner to summon on. Obviously, ultra banners are not great specifically, but meta wise, I think this is going to be a really impactful banner to summon on, especially pre-Legends Festival. I think CMZ is probably going to stay relevant until Festival and throughout Festival, but we'll just have to wait and see how that goes, because Festival is just under 2 months away, and hopefully they do not fucking fumble. This game needs some life, please.